That's a word coming in by Sunil Bharti Mittal. Let's discuss this in detail. Joining us now on ET Now is Naveen Kulkarni of Axis Securities. Mr. Kulkarni, appreciate you taking your time out and speaking with us today at ET Now. This is Ruchi Bhatia. There you heard Bharti Airtel's top boss Sunil Bharti Mittal saying that telecom companies need a right economic model, even as he reiterates that the capital raise will be used very wisely to pay the company's debt as well. But given the fact that he has reiterated that the company is going to undertake tariff hikes, is tariff hikes going to be an answer to revive the health of telecom companies when many of them we see are already suffering due to high levies that the government takes as a part of the spectrum charges?
Yeah, so the simple and short answer to this question is that yes, right. So the industry needs tariff hikes and significant tariff hikes, right? So not just so if I were to go back to 2014, we were at 200 rupees ARPU, right? So that was the kind of ARPU that Bharti was delivering. Right now, of course, they are in the range of around between 145 to 150 rupees. Probably this quarter might be better, but we have to get to 200 rupees ARPU. There is absolutely no doubt about that. However, having said that, the industry has never had a great, I would say that discipline when it comes to managing tariffs or having the, I would say that right level of competitive intensity, right? So operators have competed on tariffs for a very long period, and reaching 200 is something which is going to take some time. I'm not too sure whether we'll be able to reach by the end of this financial year. If that were to happen, I will be very surprised. But that's something which I think is a very, very critical milestone that the industry has to cross. How that's going to happen, when that's going to happen is something which remains to be seen. But the answer to your question that if we are able to take tariff hikes and the industry reaches an ARPU of 200 rupees, then I think that will solve a lot of problems for the industry.
In that sense, would you then say, Naveen, that we've seen that a lot of the problems that the telecom sector is now facing are self-inflicted, and once we are able to at least reach a level of 200 rupees in terms of ARPU, some of these issues could be aptly dealt with and we would not need government intervention?
See, it's difficult to say that whether these issues are self-inflicted or what has actually resulted in these things, right? So there are multiple aspects to it, right? So one is, of course, the spectrum which was auctioned, right? So that is beyond the telecom operators' control, right? The amount of spectrum which has been auctioned by the government over the last so many years, and the amount of bidding which has taken place. So at many times operators do not have control over the prices at which they can buy spectrum, because there is a higher amount of competitive intensity, there are more number of players, which essentially is where what the government can control. The government can control the amount of spectrum that each operator can get, and of course the amount of payout that has to be made by each operator for spectrum. So if you look at the bulk of the liabilities that telecom operators face, a significant amount is with regards to is because of spectrum liabilities. Then there are, of course, other liabilities which have come in the recent times, which is related to AGR payouts and other things, right? And of course, then the third aspect is because of is on account of tariffs and the competitive intensity which is there in the industry. So I won't blame the telecom industry as I would say that being the key, I would say that player or key factor for getting into this kind of a challenge. It is because of multiple aspects, not just the industry, but it is also the environment, change of technology. So a lot of aspects have played out to reach to this this level of challenges that the industry is facing.
Okay, all right, on that note. Right. Okay, all right. On that note, Naveen, appreciate you taking your time out and speaking with us on the key commentary coming in from Airtel's top boss, Sunil Bharti Mittal today. And while we're on the telecom sector, come 10th of September, Reliance Jio